Anime creators are not being paid for the anime they work on. And you're probably wondering, where is this money going? Well, the money is going to promotion, localization, and distribution. And this right here is just so sad to see, because for those that are unaware, animators are already criminally underpaid. You can find dozens of articles on the internet. Just type in Japanese animators underpaid or bad work scheduling, and you'll instantly see so many conversations, so many videos and articles and Reddit posts and everything that talk about this subject, about how animators are very much mistreated and how there is an animator shortage within Japan because of just how mistreated they are. They are criminally underpaid. And the fact that this news just broke out earlier today, that apparently anime creators, like staff that worked on anime, are not even getting paid for the stuff they work on, and they received 0% of the subsidies from the government, the Japanese government trying to help out anime production, is insane. Like, it's actually just so heartbreaking to see. And what makes this even more heartbreaking is we live in a time period where anime is booming, anime is mainstream, everybody is talking about it, every single company around the world wants to invest in anime. Don't believe me? There's actually an article that literally came out today talking about this very subject. Anime is to Japan what Silicon Valley is to America. Japan's IP content has immense growth potential, but a switch in mentality is needed to sell it globally, famous fund manager suggests. And we'll talk about this bombshell in a second, what this fund manager is saying and all this about this article. I want to get back into what I started the video off with. The point of the matter is that anime is mainstream. Foreign investors and everyone around the world, it has their eyes fixated on Japan, wanting to make more anime, have Japan churn out more anime. There is a reason why you have like Disney, Netflix, Amazon, all these big companies trying to get different studios to work with them to make anime. Like, let's look at the MAPPA and, Netflix deal, how they went into a partnership to produce anime together. The reason why that's happening is because American companies, or just companies in general around the world, want to invest in anime because it's incredibly popular. And let's be honest, Hollywood and everything in the West has really done very poor as of late. Not a lot of people want to put up with the agenda, the politics, the narratives, and different things. And so because of that, people have shifted over to watch anime because anime is fundamentally different. Anime is weird. Anime is very a breath of fresh air, unfiltered in comparison to what you get within the West. And it's led to its recent explosion in boom because it is so different from what people are used to. And so, obviously, with the overall overwhelming success of anime, finding out that anime creators are not getting paid whatsoever for their work is just heartbreaking. That is absolutely insane news because it's inexcusable, especially when the market for anime has increased. There is literally statistics and graphs and articles talking about the inflow of cash and money for anime is at an all-time high that it's ever been. It has outpaced the domestic market within Japan. There is so much money flowing into the market that it's insane that the staff is literally receiving zero in terms of money. Now that gets into the next big thing that I want to talk about, which is kind of increasing this issue and making it a lot worse. And that is this right here, this article, which I already briefly read the headline to, but a fund manager apparently within Japan, which goes by the name right here, I want to read his name. His name is Hideto Fujino, a fund manager, author, media personality, and CEO of an investment company, Rios Capital Works, on possible investment strategies for 2026. Aside from defense and AI-related investment, the CEO emphasized that Japanese anime and IPs have the strongest growth potential, especially in overseas markets. In the interview, Fujino looked back on his recent trip to Brazil and Argentina, commenting on the enthusiasm he felt among overseas fans of Japanese pop culture. Once again, talking about how just explosive anime's gotten. A lot of people are talking about it. They know every single detail about Dragon Ball, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen. They crave for Japanese anime, he said. Fujino emphasized that this is still an untapped market for Japan and that domestic entertainment and IPs still have a lot of growth potentially globally. That is very true. Let's look at Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man for a very big example. It's explosive growth, and that's also not even getting into the elephant in the room that is Demon Slayer. But continuing on, with major anime studios like MAPPA forming partnerships with global streaming services like Netflix and foreign investors acquiring significant stakes in domestic game companies, it seems like overseas businesses are actively eyeing the Japanese content industry in recent years. And according to Fujino, more foreign investments and acquisitions could be be a good thing. If an IP itself is kept exclusively only to Japan, we won't have means to sell it globally. We need to join forces with people who are willing to leverage our IPs and do business with them overseas, he commented, arguing that Japan's content industry should actively accept these foreign investments in order to kick it off in a global market. That is just red flag right there. Like, okay, we gotta talk about that before I go any further. So, this man straight up is pretty much saying that Japanese anime needs to change to fit a global standard, a global market. That's the reason why the headline says switch in mentality, because basically, if Japanese studios and anime want to sell their product, their IP to people globally, they need to change everything up to really fit the demand of the global audience, which is just completely missing the point. The reason why anime is booming, and I've talked about this already, it's booming because it's different. Like, it's very different from mainstream media, everything in the West. That's why anime is popular, why people have gotten into it, because it isn't the same thing they're used to. And so, when you take a hard look at a fund manager, investors, foreign investors, saying that they want anime to change to fit a global audience, a global narrative, it's just, that's not a good sign, because it's doing the very thing that is not what got anime popular. It's doing the opposite, because anime is popular because it's Japanese, because it's weird. But the fact that they are trying to fight back against that is doing the very opposite of why it's booming. It is such a stupid thing that they're trying to do. It's very short-sighted. It's going to instantly demolish the market for Japan in terms of anime content and manga content eventually, because of this strategy that is gaining more traction by the day. We have seen it, and I've talked about this, and it is getting worse. 100% it is getting worse. So I just, this entire news back to back, having this to 0% of the Japanese, like, government's entertainment industry subsidies going to anime creators is just super bad news, and I cannot believe, that this actually happened, especially in a time period we're in. But I'll wrap up this video here. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, leave a like down below, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.